Get in, you big Aussie!
Bridwell, Boston hasn't finished yet. Kick it!
Apollo have struck a stick to the heart of Dracula's boys, and it could be Eindhoven time!
Good evening. Welcome to the 12-Man podcast, live, uninterrupted, because I've learnt my lesson, on the Facebook, on the Red, in your ears, on Spotify, Deezer.
In your ears.
Like Charlie FM.
I better put a disclaimer on that. We are not endorsed by that. But yes, we're live, we're ready to go. Nearly towards the end of the season, it's quite sad, but hey-ho. Little reminder now, we're not on next Monday because we'll all be down the road at the riverside against them lads in white. So yes, we'll preview that later on. We've got a busy week of football to go through. I'm joined by Mr. John Cutler.
Evening.
Wave to people on Facebook. There we go. No way you're looking up there, the camera's there. But there you go.
It's his best view. It's his best guide.
It's becoming quite irregular here. Mr. Jamie Dalgarno's with me. Evening, Dally.
I know, yeah, what's going on?
I know. Where have we got you from? Have you signed new terms to your deal for this?
Hey?
Give him a wave. Have you signed new terms for your deal on
New
this?
terms for my deal, yeah.
Oh, it's usually once a month, job this. Mr. John Donovan's with me. Evening, John Don.
Now then, how are you doing?
We're doing good. And, of course, last but not least, Mr. Steve Dixon's with us. Evening, Dicko.
Evening, lads. Everything okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Good.
We're going to talk about obviously the week in football we've had. Say 2 big games. We always said this was the podcast where we know where we'll be next season. We do know where we'll be. You know, it's not the greatest of outcomes, but hey ho. But we'll go through it, and then we'll preview the big game next Monday night at the Riverside against Leeds United. We'll imagine we'll be bringing 35,000 to the Riverside, as they as they like to bring more than anybody else. So yeah, be a great atmosphere. But before we start, are we all right?
Spot on.
Yeah, good.
Spot on.
Lovely jubbly. Right. So we'll start at the beginning. Hull. Obviously, Dally, you went to Hull.
I did.
Made the trip. Cracking following.
Yeah, brilliant following. It was a great atmosphere. The kick-off was delayed by 15 minutes, and I think that enhanced the atmosphere mainly from the borough end. But yeah, it was a cracking following, like you say.
And I think it helped. Obviously, the night before, result went our
Well,
way.
yeah, Norwich were 2 up within 20 minutes, weren't they, against Sheffield Wednesday, and then obviously they pegged them back to 2 each in the last couple of minutes. So that gave us, I suppose, a little bit of a character, to fight for. But we had to do our job to cement, to give us a real good chance. I know.
It was a good game. It's going to be a recurring thing for me. Both games this week have been absolute crackers. They have. They've been brilliant to watch. When you go through the goals, 4 minutes in, that new chance getting very, very catchy. Very, very catchy. And he scored again. Yeah. He really is a goal scorer, isn't he?
It was a tight angle as well, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. From where he scored from. When you see him go through from the angle that I was on, it was kind of, I was right in the corner. So you're looking down the line and you think, is he going to go from there? But he did. Beautiful finish.
It was.
And there was a few limbs in that away end.
I can imagine.
We'll not mention the goalkeeping though, eh?
I was just about to say, I'll come to you, Dicko. See, the goalkeeping. Obviously, first for their goal. From a goalkeeper's perspective, should you really be saving that?
Oh, my God, yes. Terrible goalkeeping. It's funny enough, before the game, he was a weak link, the Hull City goalkeeper. I used to play for Wickham, and he's not really up to it as a top-end championship goalkeeper. And I always thought Middlesbrough, if we're going to get anything from the game, he would be involved. And I couldn't believe it after 4 minutes when that goal went in. It was terrible goalkeeping. well played to Middlesbrough, good play down the left hand side, great play by Lati Alath, good finish, but dreadful goalkeeping, dreadful to be beaten there at his near post with such a. It wasn't even a hard shot really. It was just terrible goalkeeping. His positioning, everything about. I could bore his all to death for ages on everything he'd done wrong, but I won't. It was just a terrible goalkeeping.
Yeah.
But brilliant for Middlesbrough and a brilliant start.
And that's the last time we'll talk about terrible goalkeeping in the whole game.
Probably not.
I was going to say, I'm going to have to move on to our keeper now, unfortunately. I'll start with the equaliser then. I'll stay with you, Dicko. You know, obviously our goalkeeping expert. Childhood prodigy and all that. This was the first one. I saw it as it was the ball was. By the time the goalkeeper could react, he was too close to the goal. Couldn't really get anywhere near it. People have had differing opinions. What's your opinion of it?
First, no, you've got to stop the cross in them situations. The ball coming in, you see it time and time again when the ball's whipped to the back post with pace. The goalkeeper, he's got to react to the chance that the players that are rushing in to the cross might get a nick, might get a touch. It might hit somebody's foot, might hit somebody's head. So as a keeper, you've got to react at the last minute because you're anticipating that one of the strikers or one of the defenders or midfielders that are flooding into the box are going to get something onto it. And as it happens, which you see time and time again, both from direct free kicks and crosses in the box, if it's hit right and everybody misses it, it inevitably ends up in the back of the net because the keeper's the last person who can react. Because Dieng can't take off to his left-hand side, throwing himself across to the initial ball coming in case somebody gets a touch.
Yeah. So
first of all, it was a great ball in. But secondly, I think Middlesbrough can do more to stop the cross coming in and defend it better. So for me, no. I mean, if you remember in the first half, Dieng actually made a remarkably good save to his left-hand side. Which was going right in the far corner, and he flung himself across and saved it. It was a brilliant save, by the way, that. And that was because...
I said exactly the same. I said exactly the same thing to my mate next to me. I said, that was remarkably good.
It was maybe not them words, John, but yeah. But it was a fantastic save. It really was. It really was. You can only react. See I'm getting hammered now for being. Was that too posh for you, John?
No, it's just something I haven't heard it. That was remarkably good. Yeah, it was just. Yeah, it was like 1950s BBC. That
I thought it was more like David.
Sorry.
I thought it was more like David Coleman. Quite remarkable.
Like the walls in Simon Jordan.
I'll take that. That.
And the comment quite
sorry,
remarkable.
Dick, I'll let you carry on.
No, you're all right.
The comment quite remarkable doesn't explain Dicko's David Coleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the best, to be fair, mate.
Best I could do, mate. I wasn't expecting to come on and perform David Coleman impressions. You know what I mean? But yeah.
To be honest,
anyway,
go on. I was going to say I agree with you about the goal. It's all about stopping that ball in.
You've got to stop the cross. And as I say, the keeper is the last person who can react. He's expecting somebody to get a touch, and it frustrates me because Middlesbrough have conceded a few goals this season like that have went straight in from crosses into the box. And everybody's first thought is to look at the goalkeeper, but it's actually not. You should be A, stopping the cross, and B, when the ball comes in, people have got to get their head on it. People have got to be strong and defend it. But it went, and then as you say, Middlesbrough, there was game on, and it got Hull the tails up, and Hull were back in the game, weren't they?
They were. I mean, and the only thing I'll say, it was, those Stuart guys come in and said, remarkable pod up to now. I know I'm calling this week's podcast. That was easy. But I mean, it was a cracking ball. I know we should have stopped the cross. We really should have. But the ball then was an absolute cracker. I think that Philogene for Hull is a hell of a player.
Yeah, he had a really good game. But you can't give players that amount of time.
Oh no. It all came from obviously our right hand side, didn't it? So it wasn't
So
good enough for closing down. Then this is the talking point. The second goal. Dick, I'll start with you.
I thought you might.
You obviously put a very well explained, remarkable point on on our group chat during the week. You put the blame. Did you put the blame on both parties? You did, didn't you? Right, go on.
Yeah.
Explain your part.
Well, listen, first and foremost, I've had time to digest it and watch it again, right? And I've got to be honest, the chunk of the blame does lie at the goalkeeper because he's in control. He's the one with the ball at his feet. He's the one that's making the decision. And when you see it, and you've got 3 Hull players coming at him, and you've got O'Brien just in front of the Hull player that's central to the goal. You've got 2 full-back options which you can spray the ball to, or you can just thump it down the pitch and play safe. Now, for me, you've got to just thump it down the pitch and play safe because of when it is in the half. It's near half-time. You're 1-1. Hull are reeling right on top in the ascendancy. They're putting pressure on Middlesbrough. Just play safe, thump it down the pitch, get in at half-time and regroup. And he made a poor decision, did Dieng, which was to play the Michael Carrick way, which I'll get to in a minute, Michael Carrick, because he spoke about it after the game, so I want to make that point. But why I slightly blame O'Brien as well is because as a midfielder in that position, you've got choices to make as well. And O'Brien's choice to make was, I've got a player at my backside, I've got a player to my left and a player to my right. I'm just going to step out and turn away and jog up the pitch, which would make Dieng forced to play along. But footballers at the moment in the modern game are like robots, and they just do what they're told to do, which is every time the goalkeeper gets the ball, you go short for the ball. We've seen Barlasser do it loads this season and get caught out time and time again for doing the same thing. Sometimes these players have got to have a little bit of gumption. They've got to have a little bit of common sense, a little bit of a footballing brain and say, not today. I'm not going for that ball. It's not on. I'm turning away and I'm just going to go the other way. Take the midfielder back out and the goalkeeper's going to be forced to play it long. So to get back to my original point, the blame lies at Dieng because ultimately he's got the ball. But I don't think O'Brien needs to go in there. Now people are going to say, oh, but he's bringing a player with him, so Dieng can then play into the gap and play out and this, that, and the other. No. O'Brien wasn't that intelligent to do that. O'Brien was just doing what Barlasser does and what they all do, which is every time the goalkeeper gets the ball, you drop in to get the ball. But sometimes you don't have to do it. Now, after the game, which is my point I wanted to make before I forget, Michael Carrick was asked on this, and he was quite adamant again, which I knew he would be, which is that's the way we play. We'll make mistakes, but he was pressed on like it's near the end of the half. Why don't is it not better to play safe towards the end of the half and use a bit of game management? And his argument was when we played Leicester away, I think it was Glover played long in the last 5 minutes, and the Leicester centre half headed the ball straight back, and Vardy went through and scored. So he was saying nobody said why didn't we play out from the back in the last 5 minutes against Leicester. Now I thought that was a bit silly, and it annoys me in the modern football. It's brilliant playing out from the back, and it's great when it works. But there's no harm in admitting that sometimes you've got to mix it up a little bit. And what's actually happened with Middlesbrough since they've changed formation over the last couple of months, and actually the goalkeepers, both Glover and Dieng, since he's come back in, have actually been mixing it up a little bit better. They've been going long, they've been going short. And that's coincided with Middlesbrough's run of 9 unbeaten because we have been mixing it up. But I thought Michael Carrick was wrong to come out and basically say, no, we'll just play out from the back regardless. Doesn't matter if it's the first minute, the 97th minute. We'll just play out from the back and be blasé about it because we're so good, aren't we, that we can just do it. Well, we can't do it. And we've proved time and time again, we can't just do it all the time. And I think it encourages the good sides, whether it be Ipswich or Leeds or whoever. I think it encourages the good sides to say, Middlesbrough, regardless, they will play out from the back. You've got a chance to nick the ball off them. So just keep going in there and just keep going in there because they won't play it long. Now, for me, that's a dangerous game to play moving forward. Let's get back to what we're doing, mixing it up, and let's have a little bit of common sense into Middlesbrough's play.
Go on, Steve.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. I mean, I know it's risk and reward, but you don't take. I wouldn't have took that risk personally. You know, at 1-1 with Hull City playing remarkably well, I wouldn't have took that risk. You just knock it long. You had outlets in Lath and Jones. You know, you try and get the ball to them. Just get it away from our goal. I've said it before. I don't mind if we lose possession in their half the field. We've got plenty of men behind the ball, but to lose it on the edge of your own box, it's silly and it shouldn't be happening regularly.
Do you not consider that to be good management? What he's done in the way he's took the focus away from Dieng's mistake, because then if he came out and went, yeah, Dieng messed up there, people are going to pile on. Like, we've seen it through other managers. Tony Pulis was a good one for it. He used to do it all the time. Neil Warnock.
He doesn't have to pile on though, Steve. He just has to come out and say, yeah, it was a bad decision. In hindsight, he should have went long. We'll move on. It's one of those things. I've asked them to play out from the back, but and then in certain situations, you've got to manage the game, and all the players hopefully learn from that, and in the future, we'll game management and we'll match decisions will be better. That's not particularly having to go to somebody. It's just stating the obvious.
No,
everybody knows that.
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, honestly. But do you not think it's good management from Carrick to take the focus away from him and basically just say, put the blame on my shoulders. I can take it. It's my decision. You know, he's obviously saying on the inside, yeah, he probably shouldn't have done that. But I've told him to do that, so I'll work on that. Because you saw it against Ipswich, we were a bit inclined to not play that ball, and we went a bit longer along a lot more.
The greatest respect, do you? Do you actually think Michael Carrick's in there saying to Senny Dieng, oh yeah, pass him the ball when there's someone right behind him? I know Steve's part of the goalkeepers union here, right? And he's on about football intelligence of O'Brien. We all know why O'Brien's come deep, and he alluded to it himself, to make the space behind.
Because the guy was coming from the left,
absolutely ridiculous of Dieng to play that ball to him. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't blame O'Brien at all for that. He's told to come short. We've had the fullbacks coming short. Sometimes we have three players in our own box from a goal kick.
I'll ask you a question, John. Right, answer it honestly. Right, if O'Brien doesn't come short for that ball, what happens?
We're going to hoof it long. We've got no height. They're going to win the header.
No.
All right, we don't concede a goal, but we've been doing it all season.
Yeah, so that's football intelligence. If he doesn't go short, Dieng's got to go.
Football intelligence, though, Steve, is from the goalkeeper.
Both.
No, O'Brien's got his back to the other way, so you can't see who's behind him. O'Brien's playing the ball. He can see Dieng's playing the ball. He can see the whole pitch. It was a ridiculous pass. He put O'Brien in a terrible position. 100%. The blame's on Dieng for that goal. Not O'Brien at all, in my opinion.
Well, I'll blame both, but there you go.
I thought the ball was on the left-hand side to Engel. I thought Engel was right in space.
You can't play that pass, full stop.
No, he played the pass in front. If he plays the pass to the left, Engel's in about 20 yards of space.
Which, to be fair to Dieng, he normally does. He sprays it all over. He's been fantastic.
I would also say if that was Barlasser doing that again, because he's done it time and time again this season, Barlasser. If that was him, this conversation would probably be different. It's because O'Brien is liked more than Barlasser that we're sort of covering for O'Brien. But for me, the goalkeeper is to blame by far. It's his fault. He's got the decision to make. But I'm sorry, O'Brien's got to have more intelligence and just not go in there for the ball. And as I say, if that was Barlasser, people will be labelling Barlasser if it was the other way around.
I don't think they would. I think Dieng can see what's around. He can see the number of Hull players. We've been caught out with these types of goals so many times. I think Chelsea scored 3 of them.
Yeah,
at the bridge. Mm-hmm. So these are goals that we've conceded throughout the season, and these are goals that teams are obviously targeting us with. So yeah, for me, it's down on Dieng.
So as a manager, and as a team, we need to do better, because this is happening time and time again, like you've said, where we're conceding cheap goals in important games, and we need to start learning a lesson, especially moving into next season. We need to start mix, like I said, and I think John Donovan said it a few weeks back. you'd be happier to see we're at certain times in the game just mixing it up, just putting the ball in the channels, putting the ball long. Like John said a few weeks back, we've got pace in Lath, we've got pace in the Zaya Jones. We can mix it up a little bit, and we have been doing that, to be fair, a lot better lately. But we just every now and again keep lapsing back into bad habits.
But I think, I mean, outfield players, they make runs not always to get the ball. They don't make runs to receive the ball. They make runs to create space for a colleague to come into that space, collect the ball. And I think that's what O'Brien was doing there. But like you say, it was a poor goal to concede. And I, at the time, the way Hull were really sort of dictating the game, I didn't think we would get back into it, but thankfully we did.
Yeah.
I'll have to move it on, lads, because the Leeds game kicks off in about 10 minutes.
And I like we've gone down the posh route still. We all call them teammates. You've gone for colleagues. That's super.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry. I know. Yeah.
Remarkable.
Well, it was a remarkable word to use.
So I'll stay with you then, John Don. Obviously, the equaliser came, and this is one of the most underrated goals of the week. I thought this was beautiful counter-attack football. I've said for a while, Giles can't defend, and he showed that on Wednesday night. He looked like he was chasing shadows when Jones and Finazaz ran either side of him. They didn't know what to do, and we caught them perfectly, and it was a beautiful finish again.
Yeah, and you know, we learned from the time that Giles spent with us what his shall we say his weaknesses are, and we exploited that superbly. You know, Vandenberg wins the ball on the edge of our box. Howson to Jones to Azaz back to Jones, and then you know, it was 10 seconds if that, you know, from the edge of our box to us making it 2-2. Yeah, it was a very good goal, very well worked goal.
Great goal.
I would go as far to say that was our goal of the season. I think it was that good. The quality, the movement, the pace, how quick we got from one box to the other. For me, it was our goal of the season. If you're watching Man City, Man United, whoever do that goal, we've been raving about it. And you watch it on the highlights from different angles on the pitch, on the Middlesbrough's website and stuff. And it just gets better and better. It's a sensational goal, that, you know, really is.
It's the first time that, go back to Jazz, it's the first time that we ran at him. It's the first time that and the weakness was there. And I just wish we'd have got more opportunity going that way. But I'll put my hands up at still massively, up until probably that point, on the fence about Azaz. But he definitely played his part in that goal. You know, I thought we'll touch on Ipswich in a second, and I thought he was outstanding at Ipswich. But yeah, brilliant goal, and yeah, it was another good away end.
It was
when that went in.
Oh yeah, I saw the limbs. I saw a couple of people upside down. I was like, oh, that's my type of away end. I love tipping people upside down when we score a good goal. But go on.
I mean, you can look at the game now. I know it was a game we all knew that we needed to win. Mm-hmm. But we're playing against a half-decent team now that have spent some money on loan signings. It wasn't that bad a performance. I thought we started off first 15 minutes. I thought we did really well.
Liam Rosenior will argue with you.
But then from 15 to 45, they were well on top. But if we hadn't have been desperate for a win, it would have been a good point. That
I think it should.
Against a talented team.
I think it still was, John. It still was, like you say. They showed how good they were in that 25 minutes of the first half. They showed how good they are with control and passing, and just how quick they can move the ball up the field. So it was a good point. Yes, we would have loved the 3, but to come away from Hull with a point was a good result. And like I said, the support, the noise, it was absolutely brilliant from our end. Absolutely fantastic, and it's great to be sort of part of that type of atmosphere. I love it.
I think we played a big part in the game, though. It's almost like we didn't deserve to win the game. And you read different articles and stuff. I thought Middlesbrough were always in the game. Yes, Hull dominated before half time and just after half time. But I think when Azaz equalised on 71, I thought Middlesbrough looked like the team that were going to go and win it. And he had that chance with Lath when it just come off his shin and could have went in. You know, and Middlesbrough were breaking with pace and we looked full of confidence with Jones and Azaz and Lattiala. And I thought Middlesbrough were very, very good in the second half. And if we had won it, contrary to the whole manager's opinions, I think if Middlesbrough had nicked it, it wouldn't have been too upsetting for a lot of Middlesbrough supporters especially. But I thought we were always in the game. We just had a little horrible period before half time, which cost with Yelly.
I agree. Absolutely. Yeah.
If the goalkeeper hadn't played that suicide ball out with a 1-2-1, wouldn't we, Dicko?
It was a cracking game. Both teams knew they had to win. Both teams knew the consequences of not winning, and obviously they found out at full time, how far away they are now from the playoff spot. But I'll keep it to the two of you that went to KC, MKM, whatever it's called. Who was your man of the match, Charlie?
I had a few beers,
Doesn't shock me.
I'll probably say Laugh for the goal. That run continues.
John Don?
Matt Clark.
Yeah, he was good, like Matt Clark.
Yeah,
He was good.
I just think he's really sort of improved game by game. We'll go on to Ipswich, where I've got a comment about Clark, but he's improved game by game, and he's a better performer than I expected him to be honest. I mean, I know when he made his debut, he was absolutely outstanding, and then the injury set him back a long time. But now that he's back and he's a regular, he's vital. He's vital to our team.
Absolutely. Yes.
Just want to say, Steve, about what something Dally said earlier on about until Azaz scored, the jury was out and this, that, and the other. I think Azaz has been very good lately, and I thought he was very good against Hull. And if I was picking a man of the match, he would have probably been my man of the match. I thought he was not because of his goal. I thought he actually was a threat and played really well in the game. And I was just looking at Finn Azaz in the Championship this season. He's played 43 league games, scored 10, and got 7 assists. And we've got him in for £2 million. Now, if you put those stats, just see he had played for Plymouth all season and not joined Middlesbrough. And we were signing Finn Azaz this summer, 43 games, 10 goals, 7 assists. What a signing that would be.
How many assists has Ayling got?
We've got, he hasn't got 10 goals, I know that. But the point is, the point is, Finn Azaz is going to be a good player for Middlesbrough Football Club, and he's getting better. And when he gets better players around him, I'm telling you now, we've got a good player there.
We have, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll quickly move on because a stint I wanted to talk 10 minutes about has lasted half an hour. So, well done so far, boys. Right, Ipswich. Another tough trip, John Don. A long trip. I say I've done Ipswich a few times. I love Ipswich away as well. But cracking weather, cracking turnout. Another battling team, especially with the results of both Ipswich rivals before kick-off. Obviously, both losing. They had a lot rising on Saturday, and all eyes were firmly focused on them instead of ourselves for once.
Yeah. Team come out, obviously. Silvera came in to start ahead of Greenwood. But again, I mean, on the way down, talking to lads on the bus, most were confident of getting a result, not just a draw. People were talking about us winning it. So there's a lot of confidence, and that obviously stems from the unbeaten run that we've been on. And then, like you say, when the team came out, it just made people think we can get something from the game. But yeah, like you say, that good support again. 1,324, I think the announcer said at the game. Brilliant for such a long trip away, and we made fantastic noise for the boys again. It was a good day, and turned out to be a really entertaining match, which could have went either way, to be fair.
Aye, So all the colleagues on the pitch were very delighted with their the fans in the crowd. They were very happy.
It is a remarkable distance you have to travel, isn't it?
It is a cracking distance because it's deceptively a long trip. Ipswich. You think once you're 4.5 hours in, you think I'm not far away, but you still got another hour left on your trip, and you think, well, where's that?
No, well, do you know what, Steve? We were in the pub for 11:30. We had absolutely no issues with any hold up, any traffic jams, and obviously we had a brief stop for our drivers to swap over, and we were in the pub for 11:30. It was ideal. Lovely pub, beer garden, sun was shining, fantastic. Yeah, so it's that extra time in the pub set us up nicely for giving our team tremendous support.
Well hydrated, I'll put it.
You have to be. The sun's beating down. You've got to keep rehydrated. It's sensible.
And then obviously when the game kicked off, I thought Ipswich started very quickly, and I knew they would do. Obviously, the confidence is up. They've got everyone behind. It looked like it was a full house at Portman Road as well. But we soon silenced it with picked the ball up on their edge, put it out wide, and as our mate Rye put it, we knocked the wheels right off their tractors and we went 1-0 up.
That was fantastic. Yeah. That, by the way,
wasn't it? Yeah, cracking. Yeah, laugh again.
The assist.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a fantastic run of form, and it just it makes you think. A full season, what would we have got out of him? But it also excites me for next season, because he'll be used to the surroundings. He'll be used to the way the team's set up and play. So it really excites me for next season.
I tell you what, if he could finish one-on-ones, he'd be on 20, 25
He's kicking
goals.
20 goals this season. He really would be.
How old is he?
25, I think. 24 or 25.
Still learning the game, isn't he, John? And like you said, at this level and this type of pace of football, I think he's only going to get better, and that's a massive boost for us for next season.
Yeah, well, it's the intensity of our games, isn't it? It really is tough, and the number of games, it's relentless. So it must take a bit of adapting to. And like I said, I think we'll see Silvera improve. I think we'll see Engel improve. We may see Gilbert getting more chances next season. Latte, Vandenberg, so with those players, with the experienced players at the club as well, Hackney, Howson, Senny Dieng in goal. I know he's not experienced at our club, but he's got championship experience. I like I say, I'm really excited. I don't want the season to end, because obviously I'll miss the Saturdays, but I can't wait for the start of August or June when the fixtures come out, and then start of August when it happens again. Yeah, I'm excited by next season, and I'll have to finally concede now that our playoff hopes are virtually dead.
Oh, I can see the pain in your face when you said that as well. But I mean,
He didn't actually say though our playoff hopes are dead. He said virtually. So he's still got a little glimmer there, haven't you, John?
Well, if we get 9 points, right? Now, if we get 9 points, it takes us to 72. Last year we got 75 points. Considering the poor start we had and the terrible bad run of injuries to key players, it's remarkable what Carrick's done. Truly remarkable what Carrick's done.
I'm not going to live this one down, John, am I?
No, yeah. It is what he's done this season with all the sort of like just difficult obstacles put in his way with regards injuries, and that's why we need to tie him down. We need to tie Howson down to contracts. And I'm looking forward to next season. Really am. I think I've said that once, but I'll say it again.
John, I'm just going to ask you this question because it ties in exactly with what you're saying. And I like to give people who message on X, the chance. So Stuart Wallace has messaged us and he's asked, we are going to finish mid-table, where a few of us predicted back in August. This in part was due to us not getting our recruitment done early. So we were always playing catch-up and were 8 points behind the top 6 and 16 points off the top by the end of September. What's the studio view on this for next season?
Well, yeah, I mean, you alluded to it very early on in the season, Dicko. You alluded to the poor start might cost us. But it's not just been that. That's 2 points out of 21. You know, it was a terrible start for us. And then we had a run of games in the middle of the season where we hardly picked up any points. Coupled to that, the fact that we've been chopping and changing our team because of injuries to key players, they've all been factors. But like you say, if we'd have just picked up 6 points during August and September, we'd still be thinking that the playoffs had a chance. So yes, of course, it was a terrible start, and I'm sure it's what the club will learn from.
I agree with that. And I think it's a combination of a few things, like you said. Yeah, we need to get our recruitment done. The good thing is for next season, I think we've got a decent squad in place. We've got all the injured players back. Now, I don't think it's going to be a big overhaul next season of bringing in 9, 10, 11 players like we did in the summer. Well, I think we're looking to cherry pick, let's be honest, 3 or 4 top quality players to come in to mix with what we've got, which would put us in a really strong position for next season. So I would imagine we're trying to get those signings done early and keeping them close to our chest and getting in there and getting them thrashed out as early as possible. So I don't think we're going to have those problems this summer, funny enough. But I don't think, like you said, John, we can just pinpoint the bad start. You have to look, and I know people don't like it said, but it's true. You have to look at the injury crisis we've had this season. We've never had one like it in my time supporting the Borough in 35 years. And I just think the injury crisis, the bad start, is a combination of the both is killed with. Yes, we've been poor in certain games, but to me, the 2 big factors, well, there's actually 3. It's the start, it's the injury crisis, and what I said on here when I spoke to Kieran Scott. If we don't sign a striker in January, we ain't going up. And I think that cost us because after January, when we didn't have Elaf fit, didn't have Coburn fit, and we let Rodgers go and we let Crooks go, I still think now, if we had signed a striker in January, even if it was just on loan, like what Ipswich have done, I still think we would have probably sneaked 6th place. But the club, for the reasons which Kieran Scott gave financially, that they'd rather keep their powder dry and push the money into next season, was his reasons that he gave. And we've got to trust the club that they know what they're doing, and the proof will be in the pudding come the summer to see who comes through the door.
Well, you look at our home form as well. It's been poor. You can't get away from the fact that we've dropped far too many points at home, and we've dropped points to teams that are well below us in the table, and that's something that I don't think was expected, and something we've got to address.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to bring onto the table. I thought you can have an injury crisis, you can have a bad start. Teams recover from bad starts. I mean, look at Crystal Palace. From about 10 years ago, went up with
Ian Dowie.
With an absolute shocker of a start. Yeah. It's when you can't if you can't beat the teams like Rotherham, Plymouth, Stoke. I know we beat Sheffield Wednesday at home, but away we were absolutely dreadful. There's teams down the bottom where you struggle to get. If you can't pick up them points, it's all good getting the points against the big teams, but if you can't get the points against the bottom teams, you're struggling. You're struggling big time to get anywhere out of this division.
Add Millwall and QPR to those results, terrible defeats at home.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll learn for it, and I think whether it be Kieran Scott, whether it be Michael Carrick, Jonathan Woodgate, and the players themselves, I think they'll learn from it, and I honestly think we'll be a hell of a lot stronger next season for it. They must look at it and think how close they've come to actually making the playoffs through all the adversity. And what you need to chuck into the mix of all the injury crisis and all the rest of it is the cup run we had as well. We got to the semi-final of a cup where we had all them extra games, and which other teams weren't playing, with a squad that was missing 10, 11, 12 players at times. And we've still only just missed out, and that was without signing a striker in January. We should have all those tools in our box next August. And if we do, we're in for a good season.
Bring it on. I'm already excited to preview our new season. I really can't wait for it. But,
I mean, I think, although there's not that much to play for in the last 3 games, I think it's quite important that we go the last 3 games unbeaten, which will take us to 12 unbeaten. And we had a run earlier in the season. Didn't we go similar, about 12 unbeaten or something? Yeah. So to me, it's a bit mental that you've had 2 unbeaten runs of 12, possibly 12 games, and we're still like 8 points off the playoffs. It just shows how inconsistent we've been at certain parts of the season. Now, like Dicko said there, I think the players we've brought in the summer, we won't get 10 or 12 players this summer. No. So these players that we've got in now, that some of us like, some of us aren't too keen on, are only going to get better though next season. I'm not the biggest fan of Engel, but I appreciate he's improved as the seasons went on. Yeah. I'm like Dicko. I think as in a better team, he's got a lot of quality.
Given the right position as well.
We've already got a decent spine of the squad. When you look at Lenihan, Clark, Vandenberg, House and Hackney, McGree,
Dieng,
and Latilaf and Dieng, exactly. We do need maybe 4 players to come in and really challenge the starting 11. But also, at times this year, our bench has been through injuries, but at times our bench has been really, really low on experience. I'll say that.
Down to the bare bones.
It's a brilliant point you make, John. 2 seconds. Sorry, John. Just give it a quick one, just because I think I'll lose track. The point you made there is brilliant because you're seeing end the season strongly, and we're like 9 unbeaten, which is great. What you're saying to end the season strongly, because if you look at last season, if you remember, we finished the season where we hardly won a game for the last 5 or 6 games, and then we went into the playoffs. We drew with Coventry, then we lost to Coventry, and then we went into the new season, albeit with some different players, and we couldn't win a game for the first 7 games. So if the 2 seasons together, we had won for 11, 12, whatever games it was. So it had an impact on the end of last season to the start of this season. So hopefully, like you've just said there, if we can continue this run and finish this season strongly, that'll move into next season.
And John, I know you said there's nothing in the last 3 games. I'm going to beg to differ. There's 9 points to play for. The players have professional pride. Leeds is a massive game. 30,000 fans will want Leeds to be beaten. And I hope the players know that and play for the fans. We go to Cardiff, we're going to take a massive following to Cardiff. And then we've got Watford at home, the last home game of the season, where the players will have their families, the children there. I'm hoping they don't just see it out as a sort of exhibition match. There's got to be 9 points up for stake, and 9 points should be their desire to win.
Completely agree with you. Don't get me wrong. I just meant not a lot to play for we can get in the playoffs. Yeah. I was not about I want us to down tools or not like that. I do think it's vitally important the last 3 games. Like you said, nothing would please us more than to turn them over next Monday night and throw a spanner right in their works.
Well, that's it. No, you're absolutely right. It's
I'd just say there what you touched on earlier, JD, where you said that we can finish on 72 points. If you look at how we started the season, you look at the lack of the transfers we brought in the summer. We lost Rodgers. Obviously, it was proven to be quite a key player for us in the early part of the season. If we could get to 72 points, that's an outstanding achievement by Michael Carrick with the level of injuries that Dicko touched on. It's unreal.
I'll tell you what, a quick question for you all. If we do win the last 3 games and finish on 72 points, I think Carrick has done better this season than he did last season with the respective squads.
When you lost 50 goals, 55 goals between the 3 players who left in the summer,
a massively decreased wage bill as well. I would say it's a better achievement to get 72 points this season, although we would have finished lower than last season. But a better achievement and a remarkable effort by Carrick. That one was actually unintentional. But yeah, honestly, I do think it will be a better achievement from him and his portfolio than last season. What do you guys think?
It was funny
Remarkable.
Hope they're remarkable.
It was funny seeing how hard
Carrick's key for everything. He's key for next
massively.
season as well. We need Carrick to sign that new contract. The sooner the
100%.
better. And I think everybody at Middlesbrough Football Club will breathe a huge sigh of relief the sooner he signs that contract, because he's key to next season. If we keep Michael Carrick and tie him down to a new contract, we're on for a good season next season. Absolutely 100%.
No, you're absolutely right. It's important to finish the season because we've got to learn from last season. We finished so badly last season, and it for me, I know the turnover both sides, ingoings, outgoings was massive. That's massively affected our start. I mean, you go into the new season on a bad run as we were. I know it's a big break in between, but we looked terrible, and I think that's affected them as well.
I'll tell you something else as well. When we're trying to entice players here in the summer, if you go to them and say, right, we finished X amount of points off the playoffs with this squad, we're going to bring in this guy, this guy, and this guy, but we finished the season 12 unbeaten. Players are going to look at that.
Yeah, and most importantly, look at the players we've got coming back. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We've got a bucket full of players coming back that will improve that squad so much. You only have to start with Lenihan. He's been out all season, and they say he's going to be back. Banguru's going to be back. Hackney will be back fully fit, because I still fully believe he'll still be here. There's 3 players straight away that'll improve the squad. It's just going to get better and better, and then hopefully we can add on to that, get some players in, and have a real good goal next season. But JJ, I mean, I won't even touch on Ipswich's goal. I never expected in a million years Massimo the one goal to score, but he did. But I say fair point for me. I know we had a couple of good chances at the end where we could have nicked it, but I thought they was just as good as we were. It was a good competitive game. Hard fought point. JJ, who's your man of the match for Saturday?
Luke Ayling. I'll still stick by my thoughts about him, and that I don't think we should sign him permanently, unless we can't recruit a younger right back for the club. But I thought he was great, and again he popped up with another assist, and he does his job well. Luke Ayling for me. I mean, I thought Dieng done quite well. Lath again, he was troublesome to their centre halves. He set up Jones where Jones I thought should have scored. Okay, the keeper made a good save, but maybe he shouldn't have put it as close to the keeper. But Lath set him up beautifully, and he done so much work. But Luke Ayling was great, and that, by the way, just while I'm on, before Dicko has his other 15 minutes, that save. That's the irony. That save from Matt Clark. That was superb. Not only did he get to it, but he had the strength in his wrist and his forearm to flick it over the bar. That was absolutely brilliant. I was already in the air jumping. I thought that was a certain goal. Absolutely fantastic save.
As a goalkeeper, Steve, how do you get such strength in your forearm?
Takes a lot of practice.
This is a family show.
It takes a lot of practice. Sometimes 3 times a day.
Remarkable.
No, it was. I agree with John. Ayling for me. I thought he was really good on Saturday.
Yeah. I felt quite vindicated when Haladki made that save, because I did say about him last week I thought he was a great keeper, and that save was, unbelievable. Yes, I will tap myself on the back for that one. Unbelievable save. And he looks a Premier League keeper. He looks really good on Saturday. Dicko, your man of the match?
Agree with all you've said there, by the way. Keeper was superb for those. My man of the match would be Lathi Lath. I thought he was excellent, caused them problems all afternoon. Great header. you know, it was a great strength he showed. They shrugged the defender off and put Isaiah Jones clean through. Yeah, Isaiah Jones, like John said, probably should have scored, but great save by the goalkeeper. And I thought Middlesbrough played well, but Latte Lath for me was man the match. But Luke Ayling again, like John, I don't change my opinion. He had a really good game. Luke Ayling, really good. Another assist, brilliant ball in. I think personally he offers more than Tommy Smith. Certainly going forward, his crossing ability is way above Tommy Smith. So in the summer, my sort of thought pattern is we don't need to keep Tommy Smith and Luke Ayling. We need to keep one of them, and bring in another right back to challenge. And if I was pushed, I think I would be keeping Luke Ayling ahead of Tommy Smith.
Tell you what, the way you were going there, all I could do was careless whisper and a picture of Dijksteel driving away and Ayling turning up to your door.
Hey, I hope Dijksteel gets a game against Leeds. I hope he gets in against Leeds and has a chance to show what he can do, because his chances under Michael Carrick have been really sparse. And I do actually feel a little bit sorry for him.
The thing about Ayling, he's definitely settled in well and added to the team spirit. The look as though they're enjoying themselves. Latte Lath as well. I mean, Latte Lath absolutely loves it. He loves to score goals. He works his socks off. He's got a great sort of attitude on the pitch, and he looks fun. You know, he's enjoying himself. It must be fantastic at Rockcliffe. You know, they seem to be a really good set of lads, and I think Ayling's improved the team spirit while he's been here.
He looks fun. He looks fun. Remarkable. Dally, your man of the match, please.
I think I'm starting to get me fan club membership for the Finnazaz. Yeah, I was impressed with his as.
I'll send you the forms, Dally.
Oh, are you in it? Oh, Christ, nah. Won't get away with it.
Oh, well. Never mind.
No, if you've got them, yeah. First class, mate.
Yeah, personally deliver them, posty. Yeah, there you go. Man of the match, Luke Ayling. I thought Ayling was brilliant. They had a lot of threat on their left-hand side, and I thought he did really well to keep them reduced to what they had down that side. So, I mean, even reduced to putting, as it was Omar Hutchinson and Caden Jackson on the other side to have a go at the left-hand side as well. So, says everything, really.
Again, no, similar to Hull, but probably, I would say, a better performance. An excellent result against a team that's done really well this season. Fair play at Ipswich. They've absolutely flew this year against everyone's expectations.
Can I tap myself on the back again?
It was a great... nobody wants to see you tap yourself on the back. A great result against a team that's done very well.
They've lost one league game at home, and that was back in August to Leeds. They've got a fantastic home record. And obviously, that's where they've picked up the majority of points, and it's helped them push up the table and like the sitting top now, it's nip and tuck up there. It's really tight. Southampton have given themselves another chance to get into the top two, so it's going to be very, very interesting.
It's great to watch, isn't it, as an outsider watching in. Once we finish with Leeds next Monday, I say that's us done with the top lot. We can just be bystanders and just watch them crack on and have all the trouble we had in 2016 trying to get over the line. So, yeah, good luck, boys. So, right, we've left ourselves a good 6 minutes to preview Leeds. Well done. Our time.
It's enough to talk about them, isn't it?
But I want to say, just before we move on, there's a couple of things I want to mention. Firstly, well done, Yusuf. You got nominated as one of the fans of the year. He didn't win last night. I think it was the fan from West Bromwich Albion, who was their foundation ambassador. He won the award, so congrats to him. But to be nominated anyway is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is, yeah. Well played.
Exactly. And also, best wishes go to them South Shields fans as well. There's a minibus crashed on the way home from Tamworth Saturday night. I imagine your bus probably had to divert off the A1 to avoid all that.
Yeah, that's right. We did, yeah. I think our drivers were made aware of a major hold up ahead of them. So yeah, they found their route around it. But it was only Sunday morning when I heard that it was a set of like football fans, yeah, so thankfully nobody's been seriously injured, I'm led to believe. But yeah, horrible that.
Yeah, there's nothing life-threatening, but there's I think there's a couple of serious-ish injuries, but it sounds like they're all walking wounded, which is great news. But yeah, hopefully they can get back to, because they're not far off the playoffs in the National League North as well, South Shield. So they've had a remarkable season. Yes, I've said remarkable, but they've had a cracking season this year. So yeah, good luck to them. Hopefully, them fans get back to
best
supporting
wishes to them all.
supporting the team when they get through the playoffs in a couple of weeks. So right,
John, just quickly, do you know anyone called Anna Wallace?
Me, no.
Oh,
I know,
no.
but Stuart Wallace is a regular contributor and puts questions, and I think Steve asked his question.
Anna Wallace has got one for you here. Loving John
Okay.
D's coving and mantelpiece.
Oh, she's obviously into fashion design then.
Thanks very much for the comment, Miss Wallace.
Remarkable Corbin.
remarkable Colvin.
Yeah, I've always been proud in the mantelpiece.
Oh dear me, that'll get your arm strength up putting that up. Anyway, right, Leeds at home next Monday. The two up the road don't consider us a derby. Leeds look at us and they actually don't like us much. They really don't like us, and I know I'm looking at you because you really don't like them, do you? Leeds United.
Nobody likes Leeds, do they?
No,
let's be honest.
Let's face it, no. But
it's going to be a great atmosphere under the lights.
Yeah.
I would imagine it'll be pretty much close to a sellout.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a chance to put a spanner in the works. Personally, from Borough's point of view, I think it'd be better if Leeds go up. But next Monday, 8 o'clock, I'll be right behind the team, hoping that we do dent their promotion up.
I think when you say put a spanner in the works, I don't think it'd be a spanner. I think it'd be a full-blown ship.
Huge game. The atmosphere. I would imagine the atmosphere would be white hot and all.
I really hope that we've learnt a lesson. Well, 2 lessons from last season. You know, Burnley came up here and got promoted, and we had to watch that away end, and the players on the pitch did, and then Coventry in the second leg of the playoffs. You know, we really don't want to see Leeds get points closer and have. I know they won't get promoted, but any scenes close to that.
No, if they'd won it the weekend, and then the results went the way the weekend coming, they could have gone up at our place, which I couldn't even imagine have watched, happen. But
it should be a good game because
it should be a cracker.
They need to win, so they're going to come in. They're not going to be like 90% of the teams that we see come here. And I don't disagree with the way teams play when they come here, sitting behind the ball. I think we're at our best when we're on the counter-attacking teams. They're going to attack us.
They say we've got to adjust how we play as well. We've got Aylins not eligible. Sam Greenwood, thankfully, is not eligible.
Have to amend the bench.
It's going to be. Well, we can put a goal scorer on there. I mean, Sonny Finch has just scored for the under-21s.
Yeah.
Away at Sunderland. So there you go. There's a goal scorer. He's AJ Matthews is having a cracking season for the under-21s as well. So, JD, is it time to start? If we're not going to be looking at keeping these loanees permanent, starting to have a look at the future a little bit, and giving, especially with 2 of them ineligible for the game on Monday, giving them a little chance on the bench and giving them maybe 20 minutes if the time feels right.
If we're 3-0 up, yeah, but not against Leeds. No, don't. No, but let's just beat Leeds. I just want us to beat Leeds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see where you're coming from, and I can see your point. But if we're 3-0 up, yeah, give the lads 15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
I remember we put in a young kid against Leeds, didn't we? Was it Conor Malley we put in against Leeds away before COVID? He's absolutely nowhere now. I must have ruined the poor lad, but John, we should have that block absolutely bouncing, shouldn't we? Monday night.
I hope so. Well, I hope so. I mean, yeah, I know there's nothing on it for us other than pride. Our own pride. So yeah, get behind the team, like shout over them because they're going to be loud. They're going to bring a noisy following. So yeah, hopefully that will inspire us to sort of like outshout them and inspire the players on the pitch because that's what we've got to do. It's our job.
No, of course it is, absolutely. And Dicko, it's like the lads have said, it's a chance to really put a real big spanner in their works, and and alluding to what you said, Cuts, as well. I say I'll come to you, Dicko. The style of play for them, because they're going to be on the front foot. They need the win. That's when I agree with Cuts there. We are at our best when we are hitting teams on the break. Is it time to go back to all five at the back for this game?
Me personally, I wouldn't. Not now, because we know where our fate lies. Leeds are going to come up with, but we're actually a good attacking team as well. I would just go out and entertain the Middlesbrough fans and play the back four, have a go at them. And if it's a basketball game, it's a basketball game. I think Middlesbrough supporters would take that if it's an entertaining match and we'll have a go at them. I think it's a free hit for Middlesbrough. It's a good game for Middlesbrough because with our playoff hopes finished now, would we really want a midweek or a Monday night game? Just say it was against a Blackburn or a Plymouth. I think it's a really good game now. The season's sort of done. To have a really interesting game against Leeds, where you're going to have a bouncing atmosphere, full house nearly or whatever. In a chance to upset one of our closest rivals. So it's a free hit. So just go for it. For me, there's no need to be cagey. There's no need to try and keep Leeds out. We've got enough players that can hurt Leeds. We've seen it down at Ellen Road, which was a basketball game, up and down, up and down. Let's have it again. And you never know, we might just nick it 3-2 this time.
Yeah. Be nice, wouldn't it? True, it really would be nice. But I'm looking forward to Delhi. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's right. Yeah. I'm gutted it's not a Saturday game. But yeah, I do like a night game, I'll be honest with you as well. And it's just a shame that the season's coming to an end as quick as it is. Like JD mentioned earlier, I'm going to miss it. But let's have one big night, and then we've got Watford a couple of weeks later.
No, exactly, and then that will be our season done. But what are you giggling at?
Just Dave Allen. Thanks for the message, Dave. Appreciate it.
Thanks for keeping me entertained at work up here in Edinburgh, and it's always lovely to see John Cuts' beautiful face. You've got too many people admiring you on this.
The checks in the post. The checks in the post, Dave.
This is where I hand over to you now.
Yeah, well, we've done pretty well this year on our charity bets. Let's hope we can get another one up before the end of the season.
Yeah, we weren't far off on Saturday. We had 1-1. We just didn't have quite the goal scorer, but we were close again.
Oh, we were close as well. Dicko had 1-2, so it was close.
I was pleased I was wrong.
Yeah. So I think, like I alluded to earlier, I think it's going to be a barnstormer of a game.
Very beautiful, isn't it?
I think to and fro, like Dicko said, a bit of a basketball game. I'm going for that here laugh anytime. 3-2 Borough.
I'll go 0-0. I'm joking. I'll go
1-1.
Yeah, I'll go 1-1 because I've done it all year. Why not? And I'll go Zy Jones.
Come to you, Dicko.
I'll go 2-2. Let you laugh.
Okay, 2-2. Let you laugh. There you go. John Don, come to you.
2-0 Finners. The championships is on.
What about you, Steve?
2-2. I think it'll be a cracking game. I really do. Be a great game to watch. Goal scorer Vandenberg.
That'll be a good one, Steve.
Yeah, we've all said it's going to be a cracking game. Plenty of goals. Get your money on 0-0.
Yes, and if you're watching on Sky, well, more blame you. Yes, it'll be a cracker. It will be a good one. And just like that, we're all done. So please don't switch on next Monday because we won't be here. And neither should you. You should be at the Riverside if you haven't got a ticket. Get yourself there. It'll be a cracker next Monday. And we'll be back next Tuesday.
Join us in the North Stand, Block 23. If you're partial to a bit of standing up all game, singing, getting behind your team, yeah, come and join us because
John Don's
well,
just
we
made,
need,
he's just made it sound like a fitness test. It's really not. It's like just get behind the lads. you know, it's absolutely fine. He's not testing you for 9 minutes. He really isn't. But carry on. You can carry on your pitch now.
no, just saying, come and join us, get behind the boys, and enjoy yourself.
Cracker, won't it? Be a cracker.
Just like to say as well, we've got some exciting stuff going on behind the scenes. So
Yes.
So keep peeled. It's not going to be a boring summer. Hopefully, we're going to have a few interesting shows. I'll say that's the teaser.
That was supposed to be keep your eyes and ears peeled. Keep peeled. We're not a potato.
Did I say that?
You said keep peeled, yeah.
Did I?
But I know what he means. Yes.
John, you need to put another 50p in the meter.
I think I'm having a stroke here.
Need to put another few minutes on the suntan bed. Stop you peeling.
Must have strong wrists, then, John.
I tell you what, I'm in the wrong light here. I look whiter than a pint of milk. I need to move forward a bit. There you go.
Yeah, you must
Tell
have.
you what, if me with my ginger skin sat next to you, you'd even out, man.
And on that bombshell, and Sharon's just got in touch just to finish off. Give over your Doyles 1-4. Behave, Shaz. Behave. Don't talk
Go
daft.
boil your head.
Blocked.
Yeah, go boil your head. See you next week. Looks like Uncle Fester. That's the best comment. And then on
Definitely blocked now.
That, and on that bombshell, I will say goodbye to you all. So thank you two for popping in.
Pleasure as always.
I'll see you both
Cheers.
next Monday.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll be a barnstormer, like we've said, a remarkable game of football.
Remarkable.
You two, thank you very much for popping on, giving up your free time. See you both next Monday.
See you Monday.
Yeah, thank you. Enjoyed the
Cheers.
chat.
There's been a power cut at John's.
That's what I was saying. 50. He needs 50p in the meter.
Very dark there, son.
I know. It's
I'll
dark,
put
it's not that dark.
I'll put the room light on and dust the mantelpiece.
I was going to say, you got to have that Corvin showing, you know, it's got fans now. But yeah, thank you very much for listening, commenting, liking, subscribing. You know, we're coming towards the end, but yes, we'll be back next Tuesday, not Monday, because we'll be over there beating Leeds United. So don't worry about that. We'll talk to you next Tuesday. Enjoy. Up the borough. Be seeing you.
Remarkable.
Up the ball.
Quite remarkable. Thank you for listening to the 12th Man podcast. Hope to see you all again next week.